Hello everyone, welcome to LUMP's special lecture series featuring basic TCM and tongue diagnosis made easy, day 4 of 12. Stomach functions. Stomach is responsible for reception and ripening of food. Stomach begins transformation of food by separating food into pure and impure aspects. The pure parts, the essence, or the nutrients, are sent to the spleen. The impure parts are passed on to the small intestine. Since food, after decomposing in the stomach, passes on to intestines, the stomach governs downbearing of turbid. This downward action stands in complementary opposition to spleen function of extracting the essence. Spleen governs upbearing of the clear. Stomach and spleen stand in exterior-interior relationship and are the basis for postnatal qi. Stomach is referred to as source of fluids, sea of grain and water. It requires fluids to prepare food for spleen. Fluid deficiency, which includes body fluid deficiency or yin deficiency, impairs the production of liquids. All organs involved in fluid production can be affected. Relationships. Spleen and stomach stand in interior-exterior relationship. Physiologically, spleen governs transportation and transformation, and stomach governs intake. Stomach and spleen complement and counterbalance each other. Although stomach disorders have to be differentiated from spleen disorders diagnostically, in daily practice, it is often seen that the disorder of either spleen or stomach affect the partner organ as well. Liver governs harmonious flow of qi. If energy and emotions flow freely, harmonious digestion can happen. If the liver's free coursing action is impaired, there will be depression of liver qi, thus affecting digestive function. This is what we call in 5-element acupuncture as liver attacks the stomach. Pathology of the stomach includes deficiency patterns, stomach qi deficiency and stomach yin deficiency, excess patterns, rebellious stomach qi, stomach cold, stomach fire, retention of food in the stomach, phlegm heat in the stomach. In stomach qi deficiency, stomach qi is weakened. The stomach function of food intake and decomposition is impaired. Stomach qi deficiency and spleen qi deficiency are connected closely. Stomach qi deficiency can be considered an initial stage of stomach cold. Cardinal symptoms: fatigue, lack of appetite, decreased thirst, loss of taste, soft stool, uncomfortable feeling in the epigastrium, better with touch, empty pulse in stomach position. Stomach yin deficiency is the initial stage of stomach fire. Cardinal symptoms include hunger without appetite, thirst without desire to drink, dry mouth, constipation, pain in epigastrium, vertical tongue cracks, no tongue coating. Rebellious stomach qi is impaired harmonious downbearing of the stomach. Stomach qi is ascending and counterflows opposite to its normal direction. Cardinal symptoms: nausea, vomiting, belching, hiccup, and heartburn. Stomach cold is the result and further complication of stomach qi deficiency. Cardinal symptoms: stomach pain relieved by warmth, preference for warm drinks and food, absence of thirst, vomiting of clear liquids. Stomach fire is the result and further complication of stomach yin deficiency. Cardinal symptoms: thirst, desire for cold drinks, bad breath, burning pain in epigastrium, excessive appetite, bleeding gums. Retention of food in the stomach arises when food is not decomposed in the stomach and is attributed to dietary irregularities, voracious eating and drinking. Cardinal symptoms: vomiting after eating, pain in the epigastrium that worsens with eating, loss of appetite, sensation of oppression and fullness. Phlegm heat in the stomach can develop from stomach fire or from damp heat in the spleen. Heat condenses dampness into phlegm. Cardinal symptoms: burning pain in the epigastrium, feeling of oppression in the epigastrium, yellow tongue coating, mouth ulcers. Now let's talk about the liver. Functions of the liver include: ensures smooth flow of qi, stores blood and regulates its volume, controls the sinews, opens at the eyes, manifests in nails, houses ethereal soul or hun. Emotion of the liver is anger and frustration. Each organ has a certain direction of activity. Qi of the spleen flows upward, qi of the lungs and the stomach flows downward. Liver ensures the smooth movement of qi in all directions, ensuring normal mental and emotional activity, secretion of bile. If liver function of free coursing is impaired, it leads to liver qi stagnation. Liver qi stagnation can attack other organs and reverse their natural flow of qi. If liver invades the stomach, stomach qi ascends and the down-bearing function of the stomach is disturbed, resulting in heartburn, nausea, vomiting. Healthy spleen and stomach function rely on the free coursing action of the liver. Qi of the spleen bears upward and qi of the stomach bears downward. The liver governs harmonious flow of emotions. Impairment of this function will lead to emotional disturbances and mental depression. Liver plays a role in harmonious relation of human being and its environment. Person is able to adequately respond to situations. If liver function is impaired, human being loses this ability to react adequately. Overreacting may occur. Impairment of liver qi dynamic can affect emotional activity. Emotional disturbance may similarly affect qi dynamic. This reciprocal relationship is often seen in TCM. Certain situations in our lives that we do not like but endure can create emotional tension, leading to disturbance of liver qi. Tensions, which may be muscular or emotional, can be the result of liver qi stagnation that leads to irritability, frustration, and mental depression. Organs most affected by emotional disturbances are liver and heart. Sometimes it is difficult to differentiate if emotional disturbances are caused by liver qi stagnation or by heart fire. Signs can be interpreted by practitioner as emotional tension or inner unrest. It is important to diagnose correctly in order to treat the root of emotional disturbances. The liver isn't always the only organ involved. Insecurity or dissatisfaction can be cause for emotional tension too, which means that kidneys and spleen are involved as well. Treatment principle, therefore, involves movement of liver qi, tonification of kidneys and spleen. Liver ensures harmony of menstruation. Two liver functions are involved in menstruation: harmonious flow of qi and regulation of blood volume. Liver blood is responsible for quantity and strength of menstrual bleeding. If liver blood is deficient, menstrual bleeding is scanty. If liver blood stagnates, menstrual bleeding is dark, including clots. If there is heat in the blood, movement is reckless and blood is driven out of vessels, leading to bleeding disorders like abnormal uterine bleeding. If free flow of qi is impaired, signs like breast tenderness and irritability associated with premenstrual syndrome appear. Liver is able to retain blood and regulate amount of blood in the body. Amount of blood in various parts of the body varies according to physiological needs. During physical activity, blood is distributed throughout the body, meeting the increased need for nutrients. When the body is at rest or asleep, blood flows back to the liver to be stored. When liver's blood storing function is disturbed, for example, in blood deficiency, the amount of blood is reduced and there is not enough blood in the body to supply all needs. Blood deficiency manifests as numbness and tingling in the extremities. These sensations are likely to be first noticed at night or when resting, since the amount of blood is even more reduced during rest and inactivity. Other signs include blurred vision and vertigo due to inability to supply blood to the brain quickly enough when changing position. The sinews depend on the liver for their nourishment. If liver blood is abundant, it can nourish sinews and enable them to move normally. If liver blood is deficient, blood fails to nourish sinews and numbness or stiffness can result. The sinews become dry, less flexible. Injury risk increases. Sport injuries in athletes can be attributed to this mechanism. Athletes engage in excessive physical activity, which creates heat, followed by perspiration. Excessive loss of body fluids due to perspiration can result in blood deficiency, which in turn leads to impaired nourishment of the sinews. Liver controls muscle contraction. Liver governs physical movement, which includes the sinews, tendons, and muscles. Liver governs muscle tonus. Insufficient nourishment brings on hypertonicity of muscles, leading to tension and stiffness, and can be palpated. If tension or stiffness is limited to certain areas, other causes should be considered. Impairment of muscle tonus leads to cramps, spasms, tics. When liver wind stirs internally, tremors, convulsion, and arched back rigidity can be observed. Liver blood is responsible for proper nourishment of the eyes. Liver blood deficiency provokes short-sightedness, night blindness, dry eyes, blurred vision. Liver fire flaming upward can cause redness and tearing of the eyes. Conjunctivitis is associated with liver fire. All organs have relationship to eyes and contribute to nourishment of the eyes. The nails are surplus of sinews and are associated with the liver, nourished by liver blood. If liver blood is sufficient, nails are in good shape, have a rose color, and are elastic. If liver blood is deficient and liver is unable to supply enough blood, it can cause the nails to be pale in color, dry, cracked, or brittle. The ethereal soul stores all prenatal, fetal, and postnatal impressions. Impressions that cannot be mentally digested by the spleen are stored in the ethereal soul. Ethereal soul stores impressions even in unconscious mind states. Ethereal soul stores even those we don't want to perceive. Visual impressions of faces or situations can later create memories. Ethereal soul can be regarded as our emotional memory. Nightmares can be associated with ethereal soul. Blood houses the ethereal soul. Ethereal soul enables us to plan the future based on our experiences. Profuse dreaming, sleepwalking, or talking, restless spirit are signs of a disturbed ethereal soul. Anger is emotion associated with the liver. The sort of anger referred to here can include a sense of frustration. It is often anger caused by lack of creativity or experience when failing in creative activities. For example, doing artwork or crafts or doing research. All anger caused by a feeling of either not getting what we want or getting what we don't want can be attributed to the liver. Antidote of anger is patience. An angry human being will have great difficulty in being patient. Continual anger causes the liver qi to rise and leads to reversal of gallbladder qi and inner wind. Allowing enough time for the things that need to be done relaxes the liver. Frustration, which lets the liver qi stagnate, is also associated with the liver and plays important role in liver disharmonies. Anger caused by unjust treatment is associated with the lungs. Tolerance and flexibility are antidotes and moisten heat of anger. Claustrophobia is associated with the lungs. Fear of being around people is associated with the liver. Now let's go to liver relationships. Liver stands in interior-exterior relationship with the gallbladder. Liver governs free flow of qi and secretion of bile, whereas liver needs gallbladder qi to maintain this function. Heart governs blood, liver stores blood, and regulates its volume in accordance with physiological needs. The liver regulates the volume of blood, while the heart moves the blood. Liver blood deficiency can be accompanied by heart blood deficiency. Hyperactive liver yang or liver fire can affect blood and therefore heart yin. This can lead to heart fire. Liver and heart are organs most affected by and susceptible to emotional disturbances. The lungs govern qi. Liver is responsible for harmonious flow of qi. If qi of the liver stagnates, it can affect the lung qi in its down-bearing function. Lung qi can accumulate and stagnate in the thorax. Liver requires lung qi in order to regulate blood. If liver's free coursing action is impaired, the resulting depression of liver qi affects digestive function and invades stomach. Liver attacking the stomach. Spleen produces food qi, which is the basis for blood production. Liver stores blood. If blood production of the spleen is deficient, it weakens liver blood. Liver governs harmonious flow of qi, and healthy digestive function of spleen and stomach rely on the free coursing action of the liver. Harmonious flow of qi enables spleen to fulfill its transformation and transportation. If harmonious flow of qi is impaired by disturbances of the liver, those functions of the spleen can be impaired. So this is the so-called liver attacking the spleen relationship in the 5-element theory. Dampness of the spleen affects the function of the liver to govern harmonious qi flow. The kidneys store the essence. Liver stores blood. The yin aspect of the essence is fundamental for the entire yin and therefore the entire blood in the body. Essence of the kidneys nourishes the liver. If the yin aspect of the kidney essence is weak, liver blood is affected. Liver blood nourishes kidney essence. Traditionally, it is said that liver and kidneys are of the same source. Liver pathology. Deficiency patterns include liver blood deficiency and liver yin deficiency. Excess patterns include liver qi stagnation, liver blood stagnation, liver wind, hyperactive liver yang, liver fire. Liver blood deficiency, considered as initial stage of liver yin deficiency. Cardinal symptoms: vertigo with gradual onset, scanty menstrual bleeding with pale reddish blood, dryness of the eyes, blurred vision, night blindness, tremors, feeling of numbness or tingling. Vertigo means the brain is not nourished sufficiently due to liver blood deficiency. Scanty menstrual bleeding is because blood is deficient. Pale-colored brittle fingernails, liver manifests in the nails. Nails not nourished sufficiently due to liver blood deficiency. Quivering. Insufficient nourishment due to liver blood deficiency brings on hypertonicity of the muscles. Muscle cramps. Insufficient nourishment due to liver blood deficiency brings on hypertonicity of muscles. Tremor. Insufficient nourishment due to liver blood deficiency brings on hypertonicity of muscles. Muscle weakness means there is not enough blood to supply the musculature. Feeling of numbness and tingling in the extremities means there is not enough blood to supply extremities sufficiently. Blurred vision. The eyes are not nourished sufficiently due to liver blood deficiency. Dryness of the eyes. The eyes are not nourished sufficiently and they become dry due to liver blood deficiency. Night blindness. The eyes are not nourished sufficiently due to liver blood deficiency. Floaters. Eyes are not nourished sufficiently due to liver blood deficiency. Liver yin deficiency. Liver yin deficiency is the result and further complication of liver blood deficiency. Cardinal symptoms: additional symptoms of liver blood deficiency: 5-center heat, night sweats, tinnitus with gradual onset. Liver qi stagnation. Stagnation in the liver and the liver channel resulting from impairment of liver's function of free coursing. Cardinal symptoms: feeling of distension and pain in the hypochondrium, excessive eating due to frustration or stress, irritability, moodiness, emotional tension, PMS, depression with frustration, premenstrual irritability, wiry pulse, plum pit feeling in the throat. This is very true in liver attacks the stomach, which is manifested by nausea, vomiting, sore regurgitation, and belching. Liver blood stagnation. Free flow of liver blood is impaired by stagnation. It is the consequence of qi deficiency or of qi stagnation. Cardinal symptoms: feeling of oppression in the abdomen, dysmenorrhea, dark clotted menstrual blood, stabbing local fixed pain in the hypochondrium, and distended sublinguals. Liver wind. Liver wind arises from extreme yin-yang and qi-blood imbalance. Hyperactive liver yang, liver blood deficiency, or heat may all stir liver wind in extreme cases. Cardinal symptoms: trembling, spasms, aversion to wind, sudden vertigo, deviation of tongue. Hyperactive liver yang. Hyperactive liver yang is deficient heat pattern arising from liver blood deficiency or liver yin deficiency. Cardinal symptoms: the symptoms of hyperactive liver yang appear in conjunction with symptoms of liver blood deficiency or liver yin deficiency. The presence of deficiency signs is the main characteristic to differentiate between liver fire and hyperactive liver yang, since they share the same cardinal symptoms. irritability, severe vertigo, tinnitus with high-frequency tone, throbbing headache, migraine, conjunctivitis, redness of the eyes, red tongue edges. Liver fire. Liver fire is excess heat pattern originating from liver qi stagnation. Cardinal symptoms. Symptoms of liver qi stagnation appear in conjunction with symptoms of liver fire. Presence of liver qi stagnation is the main characteristic to differentiate between liver fire and hyperactive liver yang, since they share the same cardinal symptoms.